truthfully, I wasn't sure I was going to show up. This whole thing, it hurt. It hurt hard. I'm still not sure what to think about it all. I think you're going about this the wrong way. The only reason I came downstairs to the arcade was out of some sense of routine and scheduled normalcy. But actually playing FOD2 after that disaster, I don't know. I just don't know. And given I'm the only one here, well, maybe they don't know either. When I look up, I spot everybody's favorite artisans, the fancy, bespoke pizza trending to the arcade, emptying the coin trays, checking the change machine, stuff like that. And when they see me standing there all alone in the middle of the empty arcade, well, I think they know what's going on.
Tough times, huh?
You can say that again.
Tough times, huh? We were watching the match yesterday during the mid-morning brunch rush. It didn't look very enjoyable, all told.
It didn't look very legit.
I don't know. That nice lady seemed very happy about it.
That was their arch nemesis, Matt.
Oh, well, in that case, no. Not an enjoyable event in the slightest.
You're allowed to think of people as being nice all you want, Matt.
I take it the rest of your team are similarly unhappy?
Apparently, the rest of my team, yeah, they need to. We're doomed. We're doomed if we were doomed from the start. If they thought that having a single loss was gonna be it, let's throw out the towel. How many? Which is, I'm sorry, but are you 3? I'm sorry. That really triggers. I'm being triggered right now because it's silly. It's silly that you go into something and you just expect to be perfect. You just expect to be perfect, and then the moment that you get a setback, that's it. Just throw in the towel. It's very immature. It's a very immature thing. It's very unrealistic. How do you get through life? How have you gotten through life up to this point with that sort of mentality? One loss, one setback. I'm really upset. I'm genuinely upset because it's hard for me. As much as I love the writing and the plot of the game, this is a specific issue that I'm having in terms of being able to suspend disbelief. 7 people feel this strongly over that one loss, and again aren't the only person who seemed the remotely suspicious about the perfect score. Was Grace. So that feels so unrealistic to me, to the point that it does bother me, honestly. I can say that, no, they're not happy. I'm wondering if any of them are going to show up for practice tonight or ever again. Maybe this whole thing was a mistake, forcing them to play it being something they're not, just for the sake of my own dream. Why are you saying these things? Something that they're not, after one... You're the manager! You need to set the example, Angel Arts. Wake up. Wake up and honestly grow up. Wake up and grow up. I'm gonna be very hard on as somebody who is a manager myself, I did a huge mistake just at work this week. This week we did a huge mistake that caused our website to tank. Did I decide, I'm gonna quit? I'm just gonna quit my job now and call it a day? Did any of my engineers underneath me quit and called it a day? No, because that's unrealistic and redonkulous. Anyway,
Now, let's not assume your dreams aren't even slightly related to their dreams. Dreams can be a funny thing. There's a lot of overlap between them.
For instance, I love cooking.
I do
Ben
too.
loves business.
I
I'm
don't.
happiest over a warm oven, while
I
he's
am.
happiest over a warm spreadsheet.
Makes sense.
So we've started a few ventures that we knew would satisfy both our dreams. And supporting each other? That's the best dream of all.
I love it. All right, bring on Loxley. Let's support each other.
Maybe your friends didn't dream of glory the same way you did, but have they been happy with supporting your dream? That's the question.
Yeah, that's a very good question. I think they were. I mean, Hamza's turn was pretty cool, and we got to go to Max and meet the four Heavenly Kings, and we got this Kike home together. Honestly, I thought things were going great, but if they were happy, why aren't they here?
That sounds like the kind of question you need to be asking them, not us.
Yep, sounds good. Come on, Angel Arts. Step up and glow up. Step up and glow up. If I knew where they were.
So, go look for them? I mean, it seems a fairly obvious solution to your conundrum. Don't let your anxiety draft up nightmare scenarios. Instead, figure out what's going on directly. I think you'll find that reaching out to people and talking things through works wonders.
Yeah, that's something I would have done, like, myself. My phone still hangs heavy in my hand. I was about to ring them and ask what was up, right? Start with Loxley, he's the easiest one. Maybe I shouldn't assume they're sick of Mektificent 7. Shouldn't assume they hate me now. Why would they think they hate you? What did you do? Why would they hate you? This is the inner critic talking. Okay, thanks to you two, I'll do what I can to rally the team.
We wish you the very best. May you get by with a little help from your friends.
Thank you, Ben.
Lend them your ears and sing them a song. And try not to sing out of key.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you so much for talking some sense into my alternate self, who's really being, crazy go nuts at the moment. You're being cuckoo for Poco Puffs. That's what you are right now, Angel Arts.
Okay, Matt, let's stop this before we get sued for copyright infringement. Be seeing you.
Problem is that the hour is growing late. I don't think I can check in on all my friends. Maybe 2 at best. First one I should reach out has to be Loxley, of course. That goes without saying. Thank you. There's actually a pretty direct way to locate Loxley, isn't there? Iris, can you chat with Marion a moment for me? Ask her how Loxley's doing? Or you could just talk to Loxley directly and not have to, spy at him through his app. I don't know. Irises can chat, sure, but I wouldn't want to violate Loxley's right to privacy. Yeah, exactly. Just call him up. Why do you have to go through Marion? Marion doesn't have to tell us if she doesn't want to, or if Loxley wants alone time. Okay, Iris, safe haven protocol, connected. What ho, Iris, fortuitous timing. I beseech thee for help. Loxley's on the cusp of committing a crime most terrible. Also, in pizza be atop a bagel, thou canst have pizza anytime. Oh great, what's he doing? I'm sending you his whereabouts now. He may be cross with me, but 'tis a burden I bear willingly to save him from himself. Location received. Let's hurry, Angel Arts. I gotta help my boyfriend. I quickly make my way to the location, deeper in the city, with Iris as my wayfinder. It's not worth it. It's not worth throwing your life away over a game. These are such first world problems. Like, seriously, these are crazy first world problems. It's not even funny. With the aid of both Irises working together, I locate Loxley. Loitering on a sidewalk outside a bar, looking in through the windows. He doesn't even react when I jog up to join him, slightly out of breath from the mad dash across Chinatown. Loxley? Angel Arts? What's going on? You skipped team practice. Yes, I did. Wow, he's being really cold with me right now. Mind telling me why? Iris told me you were about to do something drastic. He nods towards a small group inside the bar, including a member of Team Play to Win, Blitz, laughing and having a ball with a bunch of his friends. Why are you going to them? That's idiotic, Loxley. I'm calling you out on this. Judging from the complex miming of the story he's telling, it's probably about how badly his team annihilated us yesterday. So, you're thinking revenge. I'm thinking justice. Rather violent justice. Yeah, that's not a good idea, Loxley. We don't need you committing assault because someone besmirched our good name, Loxley. Not a good name. The good name of Coda. What? You recall that we built our legend in the ashes of Coda's dreams, yes? A viral video of his ranting is what drew media attention to Magnificent Seven.
An unpleasant business, this?
We did that. That was us. We ruined a man to lift our own interest, did we not? I didn't actively do any of that. We beat him in our first game, but I wasn't maliciously doing anything to try to humiliate Coda or use his failure. I wasn't trying to use his failure to boost us up, because that would be crazy go nuts. Coda didn't have to rant. He made his own decision and endured the consequence. And I'd do it all over again. Coda's a B and deserved it. We did exploit him for our own gain. Yeah, it doesn't sit well in hindsight. I didn't think we did it purposely. I didn't believe we did it purposely. Apparently, my protagonist did, for some whatever reason that I don't agree with. Coda didn't have to rant. He made his own decision during the consequence. I had to do it all over again. We did exploit him to gain. Yeah, it doesn't sit well in hindsight. We might have gone too far with that one. Like him or not, we made him go viral without consent. I think it's reasonable to reconsider how we feel about our actions here, but it's not like we can take it back. What's done is done. Indeed, and I pondered ways to form an apology that don't sound self-serving or convenient, but nothing yet. Still good to know that you share my views on justice, and are willing to contemplate the decisions you've made. It shows true strength. Loxley, can we just kiss and make up?
Most unfortunate.
But this is all a preamble to today's issue, to what I'm currently grappling with. To be honest, I'm having a difficult time with the concept of justice as of late. Walk me through it. What's on your mind, Loxley? I once thought that shaming Coda was justice. A player's bad attitude exposed their underdog team, proving to the world that such attitudes are unforgivable. But I started checking Coda's social media activity after that, at first to make sure he didn't come after us for reprisal. And soon I became to realize we'd put a target on his back. Our video opened the floodgates for trolls, abusers, and harassers to go after him, many of which claim to be our fans. His life has been going steadily downhill, and we're the ones who gave him that first punch. Things are that bad for him, huh? Lately, his face wall posts have been exposing a dark vein of depression. I think he's in a tailspin. Well, we definitely need to fix that. He just seemed angry as heck when he approaches me at Max. He accused me of cyberbullying him, I believe. When things fall apart, anger can give way to sorrow. If you'd like to see his face fall, I can show you, but trust me when I say it's a miserable thing. Yeah, people on social media can really bite. Can really say some terrible, awful things. Well, cyberbullying is not cool. I'll take your word for it, but what does this have to do with Blitz? Coda's not even part of P2W anymore. Because Blitz has been reveling in the dog pile and posting, "You're a disgrace, go kill yourself, you useless fat nerd," again and again on Coda's social media. See, that? Okay, so there's the triggering thing right there. That is atrocious. That's like horrible. And I bet that Valkyrie's aware of it and she's not doing anything to correct it. Which is terrible. Awful. Awful, awful, awful. Oh jeez. He tries to swallow that moment of rage to properly explain his thoughts, but it's still there under the surface. If we're dealing with suicide, that's definitely something that's... That's definitely something that's pretty, I did not see coming in this type of game.
What is justice? Perhaps I've no idea. All my life I've pledged myself to see justice done. Perhaps a foolish notion, but one I've chased after willingly, earnestly, in absolute sincerity. And for a time, I had convinced myself that society could be saved. That youthful energy and righteousness could prevail against those who hate and devour all the light of this world.
I think it could. Does it always? No. But it definitely could, has, does, and will. Maybe not all the time, though. But it does.
Dr. King said, the moral arc of the universe is long, but bends towards justice. And I've done what I can trying to ensure that bend, even if lately I'm starting to wonder if the length of that bend is cosmic in scale. If we'll never see justice before humanity obliterates itself in hate and rage. I don't want to embrace Domino's nihilism, or Zappa's nihilism, I suppose. But with Valkyrie crushing our dreams, and our own actions being in line with the likes of Blitz, I'm having doubts. I'm in a moment of moral weakness.
Which I really, again, is another reason why I love Loxley so much. His heart is in the right place, and he's asking the right questions, and he's thinking about, I think, very admirable things.
And I very, very much want to go in there and break Blitz's legs.
I understand. 100% understand. I'm not going to invalidate your feelings. I get that is certainly a burning desire that you have right in this very moment. But, Loxley.
It's unbecoming of me. It's hardly knightly, but I tire of this. I tire of actions not having consequences. I tire of the endless loop of injustice.
Personally, I kind of believe in karma. I kind of believe that in some sense what goes around comes around, and, at some point, it'll come back at you. So, at least that's my personal belief. we can definitely help it along, but I think it'll right itself, even if we don't, to some degree. It'll right itself, but that's just my personal belief.
Aside from my punishment by an unjust legal system, can you think of a good reason not to enact my will on Blitz?
Punishment by an unjust legal system, I mean, is a good concern, is a very good reason in of itself. Because it's wrong. That alone would be enough for a chivalrous man. Two wrongs don't make a right, they make an illegal left turn right into the traffic. He's not alone in there, his buddies will kick your A. Because it's wrong. Loxley, it's wrong. And you know it's wrong. Or you wouldn't be standing on the sidewalk pondering whether you should do this or not. If you're my knight, the one who truly loves me, you look in my heart and know that I'm right about you. That you aren't an evil person, and you won't do this. I know you. You feel guilty for hurting Coda. You want to make things right, but you also know that hurting Blitz won't heal you, right? It's very true. Be the man you've always wanted to be, and do the right thing. All of a sudden, Angel Arts is being like wise and intelligent. All of a sudden. Where was that yesterday? And this morning? I don't know. Hark. He looks away ashamed.
I offer my sincere apologies.
As in all things, you hold wisdom beyond my own. This won't help. Won't solve anything. And it probably would make things worse, honestly. You know, we'd get a bad rap of something we actually did purposely, you know, instead of something terrible happening to us. If I'm to stand against what Blitz stands for, what Coda stood for that matter, it can't be done with the tools of the aggressor. It must set the beacon alight and show the world there is a better way, a better champion to follow. Loxley the role model? Really? You're working with a shadow cabal of super hackers. In the name of justice for Iris, a crime I devote myself to gladly, and far more just at what I was about to do.
You have my gratitude, friend.
You may have just saved me from committing a terrible error, Angel Arts. For that you have my gratitude. Let's kiss and make up. Think you were already on the path to walking away from this. I just reminded you of that fact. Aye. I fear I've not repaid your kindness, seeing as I skipped team practice for this fool's errand. Whatever. Nobody showed up. A foul day in general for Magnificent Seven, then. Let me begin to make amends by assisting you in rallying the team, perhaps? Well, I wouldn't say no. I don't think I have enough time left to track down everyone. You need but say the name, and I'll be on task. Yeah, I mean, Grace is basically my next BFF, so let's go get Grace on board. How about tracking down Grace and seeing how she's doing? It shall be done. Fare thee well, because once you get Grace, you get Jinx. And then that's like a solid start. And then you can start rallying everybody else. Okay, that's sorted out. Who am I going to check in with next? Oh, I guess I'll check in with Jinx. Sure, I'll check in with Jinx. I'm most surprised that Jinx missed training, not because she's a FED2 junkie like me, but because she rarely leaves the building. Last I saw her, she was in her side of the team apartments. Maybe she's still there. But I'm just about to tap out a text to her. Iris pops up on my screen. Angel Arts, alert, alert! What? You just got an audio message from Jinx, playing back now. It's very faint, as if someone's shouting at their phone from a full moon. Full room away, but through the reverb and the static hiss I can make out words. Need help, please. Need help and Grape isn't responding, please. Oh no, something happened to her. I immediately tuck away my phone and bolt for the apartment. I'm in the apartment in a flash, moving so quickly I almost accidentally leave my key in the lock. Jinx, what's going on? No Jinx, that's her phone at the coffee table though, and her cat trying to get my attention. Minx dashes off on all fours, leading me to the bathroom, where Jinx's fallen form lies in the wet tiles in front of her shower, with a half-ruined shower curtain pulled from its rings and lying on the floor next to her. Jinx! I'm okay, I'll be okay, just help me up, please. I grab her bathrobe and carefully help her off the floor. She takes the robe gratefully, looking away as she tugs it on. Oh, her pajamas look cool. Need to sit down just for a bit. Here, lean on me. One step at a time. We've got this. I help her walk out to the living room. She's still drip drying, but her comfort matters more than the carpeting. After sagging into the cushions, she seems to shrink inside her robe, looking down in shame. Was taking a shower and and my legs just gave out. Pulled the shower curtain down with me, made a mess. It's just water. It's no big deal. How are you? Do you need your medication? May have a headache from the fall, but shouldn't be. It shouldn't. My fault. It's all my fault. It's all my fault. Jinx, it's just an accident. Everybody has a little accident now and then. A little accident? I ruined everything. I did this. I did this to myself. I did this to myself. After a short outburst of anger, she collapsed into tears, wiping at her eyes with the sleeve of the robe. But it's just a shower curtain. I'm not talking about the effing curtain. I'm talking about me, myself, this body. I ruined myself. She takes in a ragged breath and then tries to center herself, to speak without her voice breaking.
Syringomyelia. It's not congenital. I wasn't born like this.
Oh.
I was in an accident. Car accident. 10 years ago.
She takes a deep breath, wiping at her eyes one more time before
I
continuing.
was a party animal. Wild child. Doesn't sound like me, I know, but that was me. House parties every weekend with the popular kids. Laughing, dancing, and drinking. Age 15. Just got my learner's permit. Thought I already knew everything about driving. Thought I didn't need a chaperone holding my hand. Drove out to a party by myself. Got completely drunk off my ass then. Got behind the wheel and drove myself home.
Okay, yeah. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, definitely a mistake. And unfortunately, it was a mistake that had permanent repercussions. It's unfortunate. You know, you go through life and you make decisions. Sometimes you make good decisions, sometimes you make bad decisions. And you hope that when you do make bad decisions, they are not permanent. But sometimes they are. And even more unfortunate, sometimes the bad decisions can be, dare I say, lethal. Or lethal to somebody else. Definitely a decision like that could have led to something lethal. Either to Jinx, or to somebody else, or both. So yeah, that is definitely something that I try to avoid, and I try to encourage my friends, my family, my loved ones, and my children to avoid, is those types of mistakes. Because yeah, some mistakes are more permanent than others. And unfortunately, some of them, when it's permanent, it's like, can be really permanent. I remember the first day I got here, how she winced when a virtual car crashed in an arcade game. Yeah, I remember that. It seemed like a little odd, but I didn't think any of it at the time. Now I think I know why. And you had an
Near
accident.
midnight, bad visibility, and a cat ran out on the road ahead of me.
A Jinx like a cat.
Swerved to avoid it. Lost control. The next memory I have is waking up in the ICU after spinal surgery. Weeks later, we figured out why I was having limb weakness.
Syringomyelia.
Cysts in my spinal cord due to the accident. Inoperable.
Yeah. Yeah, that would do it. That would do it. She sniffs back another sob, looking away.
I did this to myself. I screwed up, and now everyone's paying the price. Parents funding the surgeries and treatment. Jian adapting a new home for me. Can't support the team the way I should. Can't travel. Can't do much of anything without risk of an incident. Can't even take a shower without hurting myself. And begging a friend to help me after.
The voice actor for Jinx is doing a great job. Awesome job with the scene. I'm really happy was able to do a scene like this with her.
I did this to myself. I broke myself. And I can't forgive myself. I'm to blame.
Yeah, I mean, you have to. I get it. This is something that is super hard to recover from. And you do have to. You have to be able to move forward. Like, things, as terrible as things are, you're still alive. Like, you still survived past it, and thank goodness, your, decision or your mistake, because I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It was a mistake. It was. Like, anyone who drinks, and gets behind a wheel, I'm not gonna dance around it. That is a mistake. But even though you made a mistake, recognize the mistake, which she clearly is. She recognizes that it is a mistake, because I think it would not be good for you. It would not be good for her to just brush it off and not call it a mistake. That's what it is. It was a mistake. But fortunately, it was a mistake that did not cost her life. It was a mistake that did not cost the injury to another person or somebody else's, God forbid, somebody else's life, because that would be terrible and awful as well. And you just have to, it's an awful situation, but at some level, you need to be able to forgive yourself and move on. You take that terrible, horrible, tragic experience, take that mistake, learn from it, and then use it to propel yourself forward. Because 10 years is a long time to feel guilty. It's a really long time to feel guilty. And it certainly can continue on for the rest of your days if you're not careful. And that's no way to live. It's no way to live, So yeah, I feel you. But you gotta be able to stop blaming yourself. It was a mistake. It happened. You did it. You can't fix it. You can't change it. The only thing you can change is what you do now. The only thing you can change is what you learn from it and how your actions change for the better because of it. That's the only thing you can do. When you fortunately have the luxury and the privilege to be able to have survived, to attempt to move forward and get past this. Jinx.
You probably hate me too. You should hate me. Didn't tell you because I didn't want you to know what a fool I was. Haven't told anyone other than Grace. Can't claim to be some put upon victim of fate. No, I did this. I f***ed up. I f***ed up bad. I'm sorry. You
shouldn't be saying sorry to me. You should be saying sorry to yourself so that you can finally forgive yourself. That's what you should be doing. Don't say sorry to me. You don't have to apologize to me for anything. The only person that you need, to seek forgiveness from is yourself. This is a self-loathing that runs deep. I can't pull this pain out and make it all better with a few choice words. I doubt she'd respond well to kind-hearted, sentimental, feel-good positivism either. That's not the Jinx I know. But I can be here for her. I can say what's in my heart in a way she'll understand. You think you're a burden to us? No. We support you because we care about you and will not stop carrying you. Failure doesn't define you. You have the power to overcome anything and everything in your way. Thank you for telling me about this. I'm glad you trusted me enough to share something this personal. Jinx, thank you. I know it's hard to share something so deeply personal, something that tears you up inside. And I think it's a good sign that you're willing to let the secret out. The first step of acceptance is admittance. Grace already knew. Gian knows, of course. It's not like nobody knew. And now I know. See? The more people know, the easier it is to bear it. Maybe you'd feel better if you shared this more with your friends. This is just like coming out, essentially. I mean, it's not exactly the same. I can't compare drunk driving and getting into an accident that almost killed you and then being disabled for the rest of your life. Of course, I can't really compare that necessarily to coming out from the closet, but parts of it is similar. It's not exactly a solution, and she's clearly not fully comfortable with the idea, but maybe, the fact that my worst fears of you rejecting me immediately for being a drunk driving, self-destructive fool didn't come to pass, that helps too. You think the others wouldn't judge me for this? What's past is past, and none of us feel you're a burden to the team, if that's your concern. Okay,